Welcome back to the channel. This is a video about me polishing this vintage, or I guess antique, Lullaby sterling silver baby rattle. This belonged to my father as a baby. He gave it to me. I managed to hold on to it, and I'm gonna give this to my baby. So my baby likes to play with rattles, so I found this. I've miraculously found this. Now I'm gonna polish it. So this is just super easy. This is just baking powder and warm water. Mix it together, get a cloth, like a cotton cloth. Check this out. So I've already started. Here's the end I haven't done. And I've started this, it's like a mirror finish already. So I'm just gonna start doing this, and then it's really up to you, the finish. And now there's certain things I won't do this to at all. We're here in the laboratory of Vintage Classic Solutions, where we do our scientific endeavors, aka the bathroom. Yeah, so this is gonna transform. I'm gonna go pure, I wanna go silver, I wanna go mirror finish, high gloss, because this will probably get lost. And the more glossy it is, the easier it'll be to recover, right? From the sofa or whatever. Or who knows where, right? A baby may misplace this, drop it or throw it. So this is from, it says 1900. Now this is from, my father was a child, a baby in the early 40s. So this, I've never researched. This is like a family heirloom. It's one of those things that you never, like, I wasn't gonna sell it ever, so I never like jumped into a online search or a book search of the value and the details, just because it was my dad's baby rattle. You know what I mean? And then it disappeared for a little while, but it was tucked away safely when I was traveling and everything. And then I just remembered it, and it was the same spot I placed it after about 5 or 6 years. So that's a win. So small wins. It's just, remember, it's when you have so many items as a vintage and antique dealer as yours truly, E.J. Parker, and you're also a collector of various items. I don't collect baby rattles, but I collect other things. I've got a lot of stuff, so I'm trying to say. And trying to find it can be stressful, but I'm pretty good at, keeping things organized. But again, sometimes you can't get a hold of stuff as fast as you want to. Have I ever lost anything? I think I've had to cancel, regrettably, I think one, for sure one, maybe 2 orders in the past 5 years, or 4 or 5 years. It doesn't happen often. And usually, it's the first place you think. Just go back and, so like, I'll go check a milk crate, and it won't be there. And then I'll go check other 8 other things, and it won't be there. And then I'll go back and check that first milk crate much, much more thoroughly, and it's there. Usually. So I've learned that. Trust your gut, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I see there's like a little, it's kind of like a little hole. I thought that was just tarnish, but it's like a little seam. But wow, this is starting to really come alive. I guess it's sterling silver. This is just, again, baking powder and warm water. And it really does wonders. And I like, again, how you can just decide, because some people like an antique look, which I typically do, but this, it's not for an antique purpose. This is for using. And then I'm going to sonically clean it to get all the stuff off it with just hot water, and then I guess it's done. But if you want to keep it a little bit more frosted looking with age, just do less polishing. Gonna see how glossy I can get it with just this cotton cloth, you know? Getting pretty good. I'm gonna stay home working projects because why? Traffic. Traffic's crazy out the holidays. It's starting to snow again here on White Sand Island, aka Northeast Ohio, so I'm gonna stay inside, work on some projects, listing, and then of course some more YouTube content. But I think this is a fun thing to do because first of all, it's such an easy formula to share with folks, which I'm sure a lot of you folks know about. But if you gotta polish something really quickly, and chemicals are chemicals, right? The smell. This has no smell. And it's really working. Look at this. That's remarkable. Whoa. Wow, that's crazy. Let's keep going. Put a lot on. You probably could use a Dremel. I thought about it, but I don't want to damage anything, and I'm not in a hurry. You know what I mean? This is a small enough project, and it's not a big deal. Take my time. Oh, it looks pretty. That's transformed already. I love it. Silver is great. I mean, silver and gold. Sometimes I wear jewelry. I don't know. I've always preferred silver just because, I don't know, I think it looks better next to my skin tone or whatever. But gold's great too, don't get me wrong. But silver is something about silver. It's like, I love it. And platinum. Titanium's a bit gray, but those white metals. I think my great-grandfather was a whitesmith, which is a silversmith. It's like a blacksmith. His iron, whitesmith is silver. I learned that. That'd be great to find some of his stuff. But silver and platinum can really just become like this amazing color of, well, I don't know. You know what I mean? All right, so that's definitely transformed in the past 7 or 8 minutes. That's great. And again, there's no smell or anything. There's no chemical. So for a baby rattle like this is ideal, right? This baking powder and water. So I love it. I think I'm done. And then, well, look at that. You see there, we got the Sonic cleaner. We get high tech here at Vintage Classic Solutions. That I think it was 30 or 40 bucks on Amazon or eBay. It's like a real basic model, but it does. I mean, I don't do jewelry. I don't specialize in jewelry. I used to do I got into watches. What got me into eBay actually in 2018 when I was doing it part-time was like Timex Ironman watches from the 80s, the Indiglo ones and the pre-Indiglo ones. I'd buy and sell those a lot. And I got that going for a minute. But I had to clean those things, and by hand it was so tedious. It was nasty and it wasn't worth it. Then I'm like, oh yeah, Sonic cleaner. That was a solution for sure. Wow, that's really coming to a polish. Man, that is awesome. So these are worth it, these Sonic cleaners. If you do, if you're reselling vintage and antique or whatever, and you don't, have like large things you got to clean, this is perfect. Almost a mirror finish. I seldom do this, again, to being an antique and vintage dealer and collector. I seldom clean things, but this is going to be used for a beautiful little baby. All right. Let's see. And then there's some staining right there on the handle. It's not the end of the world, but there's definitely more visible. If it's dropped on the floor, it'll catch the light way easier, right? This is transformed a lot. I'm looking through my phone now. Wow. Wow, it's like glowing, like a drop, almost like mercury. So I wanted to get some mercury or gallium. I think gallium's safer, if that's the right word. A metal that's liquid at room temperature. Because you can make molds and stuff. Think about the possibilities. Just for visual effects for YouTube videos or for whatever. To make little toys or whatever. Very interesting. Gallium. I think mercury I know is poisonous. Gallium is also dangerous, but it's not as dangerous. I was into that, looking into that like a long time ago. And I never followed through. But I think there'd be some really interesting possibilities. Plus just the idea of a metal that melt at room temperature, which I think gallium, Gallium, I forget the periodic table of the elements symbol, or whatever. But it's like mercury, it's like liquid at room temperature, and it's like a puddle of melted silver. How cool is that? For Halloween, put it in some old-timey bottle. And then, how cool is that? Like liquid silver? That's what the ancient Chinese emperors did. Terracotta warriors, they had rivers of mercury protecting them. All right, this has really come a long way. I think this could be it too. We get to a point where that's it. Wow, so now I'm gonna put it in the sonic cleaner. It's sonic on it. Yeah, close it up. Let's see. Wow, it's starting to glow. Like a spaceship, a UFO. What's that movie from the 80s? Flight of the Navigator? Something like that? Look at that. And there you have it. Early, mid 20th century silver baby rattle. Back to a gorgeous gloss. As always, thanks for checking in.